Hey everyone, it's Cami at Large. Welcome back to my channel. This video is just going to be a simple update. I'll try to make it simple on what's been going on with me lately. I know it's been a few months. So every time I was going to record, but every time it was like something weird, like a pimple here, pimple there, So I feel like today is fairly okay to record, but I just feel like all the stress has just been, oh my gosh, weighing down on me. So as far as right now, as many of you know, in law school, it's my second year. I'm a 2L now. I still feel like I'm a 1L, but it's just a weird feeling. It still hasn't settled with me that I made it past the first year. So yeah, I'm a 2L, and currently right now I'm taking three doctrinal classes. And aside from that, I'm doing moot court, and I'm doing an externship. So I'll probably go into a little bit of those. So with the classes, I'm taking evidence right now, which is like, oh my gosh, evidence, contracts, and taking con law. So those are my three main doctrinal classes. It's been such a difference, especially with 1L year having 5 doctrinal classes and going down to 3. Oh my gosh, the difference is like, it's so much better. So if there's any advice I can give, it's just make it past 1L, make it past that first year, and things will get better, hopefully. So yeah, just taking those 3 doctrinal classes. And aside from that, I'm taking appellate advocacy, and I'm doing moot court, which is also, I think, like 1 credit. Appellate advocacy is 2 credits. So, and on top of that, I'm doing an externship. So there's like a saying, like, your first year they scare you to death, your second year they work you to death, and your third year they bore you to death. I forget. I think I probably butchered that, but basically, and I can definitely see the meaning of that now, because I am swamped. So I'm like, let me put this video out right now. So as far as the moot court part, I tried out. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I tried out for moot court and mock trial. I made it on both of them, and this year it was like I had to pick one. So I mean, granted, I did mock trial when I was in high school. I really liked it. I feel like I got a lot of exposure in the courtroom, and I think it did actually kind of prepare me in a way to get ready for mock trial tryouts and competition. It was very similar to how it was in high school with the mock trial team that I was on. So being as I already kind of had some experience in that, I was like, well, let me try something new. Let me do moot court. So and I can probably do a separate video as to the difference between the two, what exactly it is, what exactly are you doing. As far as a simple breakdown, mock trial is basically like you're in front of a jury, and you are basically pleading your case. You're trying to plead your case in front of the jury, trying to appeal to the jury. And in moot court, it's the appellate level. So when cases get appealed, you're in front of a panel of judges. So you are trying to basically, you present oral arguments to the judges in your favor. So that's basically what it is. Fun fact, though, one of the competitions that, not my competition, but a different group that's in moot court right now, their final round of judges is Justice Clarence Thomas. So that is pretty cool to know that he's sitting on the final round of, he's going to be on the panel of final round judges for the final round in moot court competition. So that is pretty cool. So that's if you make it to the final round, but that's just exciting in and of itself. I'm not in that competition. I don't know who my final round judges are for our comp. So we'll find out probably in a few days or a few weeks maybe, because my competition isn't until November. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm doing that right now. And I guess a part of moot court, you have to bench, which is basically like sit in on other teams' practices and basically ask questions as if you were one of the judges that day, so they can be best prepared for when that day comes. So you have like a benching requirement. So I'm also doing that as well on top of, you know, all this other stuff. So doing that. And like I said, I'm doing an externship. I was fortunate to get an externship. It's 3 credits. So I'm basically taking, you know, the regular required amount of credits for the semester. Basically I work at I'm externing at a nonprofit. It's basically geared towards social justice. My role is basically I just promote criminal justice reform. So, and like I have a policy piece I have to write. The organization does different webinars and town halls and things of that nature. Especially do it COVID right now. There's been a lot of there's new information out there that they want to communicate with the community. So my role is basically just doing research, making policy pieces, and helping with the webinars and town halls. And I think they're having me speak on one of them, which I'm just kind of blown away about. I'm a little nervous. So I'll be speaking. There's like a little subtopic that I'm doing. I'm only going to be speaking for like 10 minutes. So, and I doubt anyone, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But that's pretty exciting. I'm doing that as well. So I got a full plate right now, currently. Going forward, my main goals are to pretty much get into a firm, intern at a firm, or just because my last 2 experiences have been with nonprofit organizations, which I don't, you know, don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but I think I want to broaden my horizon, so to speak. So that's what I'll be looking forward to, and hopefully in the future. So just right now, just if there's any reflection that I could give or any advice that I can give, is literally like, it's all up to you as far as getting a job, getting, you know, offers or whatever like that. When I came into law school, especially going to a lower tiered law school, I think I've explained to many of you that the school that I go to is not top tier, not top 14. It's lower. It's definitely a lower tiered law school. So coming in, I was very skeptical as to, am I going to have a job? You know what I mean? Am I going to get experience? You know, so and whether or not it would be very difficult for me to get experience, being that I'm also competing with other higher tiered schools in the area. So, and I have not had any trouble in finding employment so far. And that's being a law student. Maybe things might change when I graduate. I can't speak to how things will be, you know, after the bar, you know, or after graduation, that period before you take the bar or before you find out. I can't speak to that, but I can, as far as a 2L right now, I can honestly say I have not had any difficulty in finding a job. So, or experience, employment, anything. So, definitely, and mind you, I'm not at the top of my class either. So I'm pretty average. So, just want to encourage any of you, if you're feeling like maybe, if you have the same concern as me, going into a lower tiered school, it all depends on how you look at it and how hard you're willing to work. And it really wasn't that hard. So especially if you're in an area where, you know, it's the only law school in that area, it's definitely, I'm telling you. And the thing is, like, I'm like, I don't know. I always was like, oh man, I'm probably going to graduate and not make as much, which is not true at all. You know what I mean? Even going to a lower tier law school, you still have the potential to make as much as, I won't say the statistics are the same, but you have the potential to make, you know, if not, you know, the same amount as anybody going to a higher tier school or a mid tier school. So it's all about how you gauge it. And here's another tip. What I typically do, like, what is that called? Glassdoor. I typically look up the firms in the area and see who are they hiring and from what schools. That's another way to gauge, you know. So even like the corporate firms in the area I've looked at, and I see a handful of people that have graduated and they've hired them on. So, and these are like literally very good, very well known corporate firms. So, yeah, definitely. So that's some more encouragement for any of you who are feeling a little skeptical about going to a lower tiered school and about maybe not being in the top, percent of your class, about finding a job or anything like that. It's literally all about how much work you're willing to put in, if you're willing to put yourself out there. So that's my piece for the rest of this video. Hopefully it wasn't too much, but yeah, once again, I will probably be filming or making another video sometime soon. It's probably going to be about mock trial and moot court, just about what that's all about. And yeah, you guys, thanks for checking in. Thank you guys for commenting, liking, subscribing. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. I never intended this channel to even get as many subscribers as it did. I just wanted to talk one day and turn the camera on and voice my thoughts. But yeah, thank you guys again. It's your girl, Cami at Large. You guys have a good one. Bye.